Can all of you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, yesterday we discussed in part 2, first question, right? We have not discussed third question. Okay, third question is f of x is equal to mod of 2 minus mod x minus 3 with a mod. Okay, now I can write all the cases, but this one with the graph is much better. Let us say how to draw the graph of this. This is the graph of mod x. Mod x minus 3 means move towards the right by 3 units. This is 3. This is a graph of mod x minus 3. Minus mod x minus 3 means mirror image of that with respect to x-axis. So this is a graph of minus mod x minus 3. When you want to add 2, you have to move upward by 2 units. Okay, this is the graph of 2 minus mod x minus 3. First of all, you have to know these points. This is 0 comma minus 3. This is 3 comma 0. Mod x, horizontal shift by 3 units, mirror image with respect to x-axis for that minus and move 2 units up. Now this point is actually 1 comma 0. This is 3 and this is 5 comma 0. This is 0 comma minus 1. Now if I want to take mod of this, the negative parts will become positive part. This is a graph. This is 1, 3, 5. Okay. This point is actually 3 comma 2. This is still 3 comma 2. Okay. When you look at the final graph, it is somewhat like a W shape. Wherever there is a sharp turn, it is not differentiable. Where it is not differentiable? 1, 3, 5. At 1, there is a sharp change. At 3, there is a sharp change. At 5, there is a sharp change. That's it, done. Now, they want something further. Okay. So, S is set of the points where it is not differentiable is 1, 3, 5. Now, they want f of x. So, we have to find f of 1. F of 1 is 0. Okay. And what is f of 0? 1. Because this point is 0 comma 1. What is f of 3? F of 3 is 2. And f of 2 is, it will become 1. This is 2. This point is 2 comma 1. F of 5 is also ultimately 1 only because f of 5 is 0. F of 0 is 1. Okay. So when you find f of x for each value of this, we got 1, 1, 1. There's sum they want. The sum of these things is 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3. Come. Okay, so this one graph is very convenient. Very easily you can do it. Next we'll do 7. I don't think we've done 7 before. We'll do 7 and 8. 7, 8, 9, and 11. 7, 8, 9, 11. I should put the tripod. Why? They are not able to see. Okay. We cannot increase the height of the tripod anymore now. Maybe we need transparent tripods. Is it okay now? No, I'll write down, madam. Oh, okay. Some of you may not be able to see my head. It's okay. You're able to see the board. Okay. I'm like headless monster. Okay, can I erase this? I know I can do it, but I cannot rotate this one. Oh, I have to rotate this. Yeah. Okay, a little better. We can manage. Okay, now I think this whole thing is better because you can see it. I also don't have to every time turn this table. Other teachers have to turn back. Okay. Okay, good. This is better for me. I can just take every time. I don't have to do the whole thing. Okay. So we are done third one. Seventh one. 7 we completed earlier. 7 completed. Okay, all right. Then now we'll do 8. Yeah, 7th is a given in continuity, but it's just a limits question basically. Okay, 8th one. 8th one also did we complete? No, right? Because they asked f dash 0 and f dash 2. I think that's why I left it. Okay. They said it continuous for it is continuous. They said so. At 1 there is a change of definition. At 3 there is a change of definition, so it should be continuous there also. We have to check all that. So limit extends to 1 minus f of x should be same as f of 1 should be same as limit extends to 1 plus f of x. Quiet please. Okay, just before 1 it is ae plus be power minus 1. At 1 it is c into 1 whole square. Right limit is also c into 1 whole square. Okay, this is one equation in terms of ABC. We have three unknowns. Okay. Second equation is limit extends to 3 minus f of x equal to f of 3 equal to limit extends to 3 plus f of x. Just before 3 it is c into 3 whole square. At 3 also c into 3 whole square. But right limit is a into 3 whole square plus 2c into 3. Oh, we get a relation between ABC and then that relation will come there. Okay, good. This is a 9c is equal to 9a plus 6c. So we will get 3c is equal to 9a, c is equal to 3a. That I am going to substitute here. AE plus B by E is equal to C, and C is equal to 3A. Now I can find what is B in terms of A. B by E is equal to A into 3 minus E, and B is equal to AE 3 minus E. Okay, leave it that. Now they want f dash 0 plus f dash 2. Both derivative at 0 and derivative at 2 can be directly found. You don't have to use first principle because before 0, after 0, there is no change of definition. So this one, when I use the first definition, a e power x derivative is a e power x only. B e power minus x is minus b e power minus x, and x is 0. This is f dash 0. If you want f dash 2, I have to differentiate the second one, which is cx square, c into 2x, which is 2 into 2. So I got a minus b plus 4c. I want to write everything in terms of a and then equate it to what they said equal to e. A. What is b in terms of a? That one, which is a into 3e minus e square. And 4c. 4c will be 12e. So e is equal to, if I take a common, you got 1 minus 3e plus e square plus 12. From this, a is e by e square minus 3e plus 13. Continuity at 1 gave us one result. Continuity at 3 gave us some result. With that, we are able to express C in terms of A and B in terms of A. And they also gave E equal to f dash 0 plus f dash 2. F dash 0 came from the first part of the definition. F dash 2 came from the second part of the definition. And after differentiating, we substituted 0 and 2 respectively. We got in terms of A, B, C. Then we substituted B and C in terms of A. We got everything in terms of A. Equated to E, we got A. Because ultimately they wanted what is A in terms of E. Okay, everybody come clear about the eighth one? Yes. Okay, ninth one, they are talking about twice differentiable. Let's say what is the function? F of x is equal to k1 into x minus pi whole square minus 1 when x is less than or equal to pi. K2 cos x when x is greater than pi. If you want it to be twice differentiable, first of all, it should be continuous. Then it should be differentiable one time. Then it should be differentiable twice. Okay. You can use first principle. Otherwise, I can directly differentiate this and differentiate this, substitute the corresponding numbers. But I have to check three things: continuity, first derivative, and then second derivative. Okay. So first of all, limit extends to pi minus f of x. Should be same as f of pi. Should be same as limit extends to pi plus f of x. Just before pi, I have to use this, and when I substitute pi, this is 0. K into 0 minus 1. This is also same. K into 0 minus 1. K1 into. And here it is K2 into cos pi. So minus 1 equal to minus K2. So we already got here K2 equal to 1. From the continuity itself, this is 0, this is minus 1, this is minus K2. They should be equal for it to be continuous. So already we got K2. Now let us check for f dash pi minus should be same as f dash pi plus. When I differentiate this, I'll get k1 into 2 into x minus pi, which is pi minus pi. When I differentiate this, I'll get k2 into minus sine x, which is minus sine pi. Differentiate this and substitute pi, differentiate this and substitute pi. Again, this is 0. This is 0. We are not getting anything. Okay. So from the first derivative, we are not getting anything. Means as long as k2 equal to 1, it is continuous and it is also differentiable automatically. Next, second derivative, f double dash pi minus should be same as f double dash pi plus. Just before pi, if you differentiate dice, first time derivative is 2 into x minus pi. When you differentiate one more time, you'll get simply 2k1. That's all. Okay, for this first derivative is 2 into x minus pi, next derivative is 2 with a k1. Right side, first derivative is k2 into minus sin x, next derivative is k2 into minus cos x. And minus cos x at pi will be minus cos pi. But we already got k2 equal to 1, we can substitute here. This is 1, cos pi is minus 1, minus of minus 1 is plus 1. So we got k1 equal to 1 by 2. Okay, so k2 is 1 and k1 is 1 by 2. Option B. Okay, so very simple, we have done three things. Continuity, first derivative, second derivative. The reason I have done like this without actually using first principle is because after this is over, I can put equality here. Because equality is in both places, you can directly differentiate also, not an issue. Anybody has any doubt? I directly differentiated and then substituted pi also. Somebody may not be clear. I differentiated this and then substituted pi, that is this. I differentiate this, then substituted pi, that is this step. I differentiated twice and substituted pi, that is this one. I differentiate twice and substituted pi, that is this one. Anybody still wants that maths books? Please come to staff room at 10:30 and take it. Okay. Or you can meet any other maths JL also. You can ask them anytime if I'm not available. All right, ninth one. Okay. They're asking what is the value of lambda so that for this the second derivative at 0 exists. Here, can I put equality here? Can I remove this and put equality here? No, at 0 it is not defined, right? Okay. So at 0 the definition is different, before 0 the definition is different. So when you are finding f dash x, not that you simply differentiate this up to 0 or you will differentiate this and the answer is 0. No. You have to use first principle only. Wherever definition is changing, okay, you have to go for first principle. You cannot use your regular differentiation formulas that you know. Okay. So if somebody is interested in f dash 0 minus the left hand derivative, okay, it is limit extends to 0 minus f of x minus f of 0 by x minus 0. Limit extends to 0 minus, before 0, what is f of x? This one, x power 5 sine 1 by x plus 5x square. And f of 0 is 0 from this, not from this. At 0 is not defined. Because this and this are coming from two different definitions, you cannot directly differentiate and do that. Okay, by x. You can cancel one x, limit extends to 0 minus, you'll get x power 4 sine 1 by x plus 5x. This is 0 at 0. This one, this is oscillating. 1 by x is becoming infinity and sine of something is keep on oscillating between -1 to 1, but into 0 is there. We can write proper sandwich theorem explanation that this is between -1 to 1. When you multiply x power 4, it is between minus x power 4 and plus x power 4. Both are becoming 0. So the in between expression also should become 0. We use so many times. So this limit is 0, this limit is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. Okay. So the first derivative, left hand derivative at 0 is 0. F dash 0 plus, that is limit extends to 0 plus f of x minus f of 0 by x minus 0. Limit extends to 0 plus, now f of x I have to take this and then I have to divide with x. Okay. Then directly I'm writing this. Let me write x power 5 cos 1 by x plus lambda x square minus 0 by x. After cancelling one x, it is limit extends to 0 plus x power 4 cos 1 by x plus lambda into x. At 0, this is 0 again by the same sandwich theorem, that this is between -1 to 1 and all. Again it is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. Okay. I did not check the continuity because when I'm using first principle, I don't need to check continuity. But even if you check, this limit is 0, this limit is 0, it is continuous. Left hand derivative, right hand derivative, both are 0. So from that, I can write f dash 0 is 0. Huh? I know, we'll do it. I said, I did not say that it's completed. Okay, so don't directly differentiate, apply UV rule and all that. Where definition is changing, we have to use first principle only. Let's say I want derivative at 7 for this function. How should I do it? Derivative at 7. I can use first principle if I want. F dash 7 is limit x tends to 7, f of x minus f of 7 by x minus 7. F of 7 comes from this. F of x also comes from this because just before 7, just after 7, this function only. Right. But there is no change of definition. So I can use normal UV rule and all that. Right. Okay. If you want derivative at 7, 9, 100, 1000 and all, other than 0, any other number, you don't have to use first principle because by using first principle only, all formulas are derived. Okay. You can directly differentiate this and substitute 7. If you want derivative at minus 5, differentiate this and substitute minus 5 because minus 5 belongs to this category. Right. Only at 0 only we have to use first principle because there is a change of definition. Okay, now it's very important to understand what I'm going to write. F dash x, I'm going to write as a function. I'm going to apply product rule here. This into derivative of this is minus x, sorry, plus x cube cos 1 by x. Because derivative of sin 1 by x is cos 1 by x, and 1 by x derivative is minus 1 by x square get cancelled. I'll get a minus there. Next, this into derivative of this 5x power 4 sin 1 by x, and derivative of 5x square is 10x. All this when x is greater than 0. 0 when x is 0. And this is when I differentiate this, I'll get a plus x cube sine 1 by x because derivative of cos 1 by x is minus sine 1 by x into derivative inner 1 by x is minus 1 by x square, that x square get cancelled, which is this. Plus this into derivative of this is 5x power 4 cos 1 by x plus lambda into 2x. That is when x is greater than 0. This is less than 0. Okay. This I think is very simple. UV rule here and derivative of this. UV rule, derivative of this. Anybody want to tell me how did I write this one 0? How did I write this 0 here? Is it derivative of this 0 is 0? That's why. This is okay, this is okay. But how did I write this? Before this, what did you write? What did you copy? We found derivative at 0, right? We got answer 0. That's how I wrote this 0. You understand? F dash 0 has to be found by first principle only because the definition is changing. We already done that. Based on that, I wrote this 0. Okay. This is easy. This is easy. This 0 is only a little difficult part. People think other way. They think these two are difficult. Derivative of 0 is 0. Some people. Okay. No, sorry, not that. Now, if you want f double dash 0, again you have to use first principle only because you want to differentiate this. At 0, there is a change of definition. All right. So, if you want f double dash 0 minus, it is limit x tends to 0 minus f dash x minus f dash 0 by x minus 0. The rate of change of f dash is called f double dash. Okay, what is f dash x? I have to use this now. Minus x cube cos 1 by x plus 5x power 4 sine 1 by x plus tan x minus f dash 0 is 0 already by x minus 0. Now some x got cancelled here. I'll get minus x square cos 1 by x. 5x cube sine 1 by x. Is it 10x, right? Yeah. So it will become 10. Now, according to the sandwich, this is oscillating but into 0, 0. This is oscillating into 0, 0, but plus 10 is there. So the limit is 10. 0 plus 0 plus 10, it is 10. So left hand derivative, second derivative is 10. What is f double dash 0 plus? Limit extends to 0 plus f dash x minus f dash 0 by x minus 0. Limit extends to 0 plus. Okay. You have to take this one minus 0 by x. When I do all that, I'll get x square sine 1 by x plus 5x cube cos 1 by x plus 2 lambda. That is 0 plus 0 plus 2 lambda, which is 2 lambda. For it to be differentiable now, right hand derivative, left hand derivative should be equal for second derivative. So 10 and 2 lambda should be equal. So I'm writing here f double dash 0 exists implies f double dash 0 minus should be same as f double dash 0 plus. This is 10 and this is 2 lambda. So lambda should be 5. All right. All right. Okay, now differentiation, I don't want to tell any theory because it's just list of formulas that you know and we are using already as a part of integration also. We'll just straight away do questions from part 1 among some questions among the numbers given. Hope everybody clear this 11th one? Okay, differentiation 1 to 24. So I'll do multiples of 3 today. All right. Okay. So one thing in differentiation is, even though you know differentiation formulas, UV rule, U by V rule, and all that, some questions you have to use do in a smart manner. For example, if you look at the second question, part 1, page number 31, derivatives. If you look at the second question, we have product of many things, 1 plus x, 1 plus x square, 1 plus x power 4, so on up to 1 plus x power 32. Maybe I might as well tell it. I want to tell multiples of 3, but in between if I find something useful also I'll tell. Maybe I'll tell just till first question also is important. Okay. Okay, very first question, they did not give the function, you have to find the function. 8 f of x plus 6 f of 1 by x is equal to 5 plus x. This is they did not tell us what is the function we are supposed to find. How to find is replace x with 1 by x. This will become f of 1 by x. This will become f of x. This is 5 plus 1 by x. Now when I subtract in such a way that f of 1 by x will cancel, I'll get f of x. So if this is equation 1 and equation 2, 24 means 4 times equation 1 minus 3 times equation 2. This is 24, 24 cancel. 32 f of x minus 18 f of x is equal to, when multiply with 4, 20 plus 4x minus 15 minus 3 by x. This is 14 f of x is equal to 5 plus 4x minus 3 by x. So the function is 5 plus 4x minus 3 by x by 14. That is the function. We are able to find easily by replacing x with 1 by x and eliminating f of 1 by x, and we got f of x. Now they want x square f of x, y equal to x square f of x. Okay, take this 14 here, that is 1 by 14, and then multiply the x square. We are going to get 4x cube plus 5x square minus 3x after multiplying the x square. Now they want derivative at minus 1. So what is dy by dx? 1 by 14, 12x square plus 10x minus 3. If you want dy by dx at x equal to minus 1, 1 by 14, 12 minus 10 minus 3, minus 1 by 14. Okay, so even though differentiation part is very, very easy here, you have to find f of x, first of all. Of online people is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll discuss second question also. I think I may have to discuss first 7 questions to teach some things. All right, completed. Okay. Second question, if you directly use product rule, it will be quite lengthy. Second question, I want to discuss two methods. Method one, one plus x is there, one plus x square, one plus x power 4, 1 plus x power 16, and I can even write all of them, I guess. 1 plus x power 8, 1 plus x power 16, 1 plus x power 32. If you directly use UVW rule kind of thing, it will come, but it will, you have to differentiate one time this, one time this, one time this, and then substitute it. Easiest one is multiply with 1 minus x and divide with 1 minus x. What is 1 minus x into 1 plus x? 1 minus x square. So this part will be 1 minus x square. What is 1 minus x square into 1 plus x square? 1 minus x power 4. So this part will be 1 minus x power 4. And 1 minus x power 4 into 1 plus x power 4? 1 minus x power 8. Right? And 1 minus x power 8 into 1 plus x power 8 is 1 minus x power 16. To multiply with this, it will become 1 minus x power 32. When I multiply this, 1 minus x power 64. So finally, we will get 1 minus x power 64 by 1 minus x. Now apply u by v rule. That's it. So y dash x. Denominator into derivative of numerator is minus 64 x power 63. Minus numerator into derivative of denominator is minus 1 by denominator whole square. Now put whatever they wanted. They wanted 1 by 2 square. Y dash 1 by 2. When you put 1 by 2, this is 1 by 2. This is minus 64 into 1 by 2 whole power 63. Maybe before that, let me simplify first. They wanted to answer 1 minus. Why it is? Let me put 1 by 2 only, okay? Okay, when I put 1 by 2, this is 1 by 2. This is minus 64 into 1 by 2 whole power 63. Minus, this is plus 1. Minus 1 by 2 whole power 64 by 1 minus 1 by 2 whole square. This is also 1 by 2 power 64. This is also 1 by 2 power 64. I can combine. So I'm getting 1 minus minus 64 minus 65 times 1 by 2 whole power 64 by 1 by 4. When I take this 4 up, it is 4 minus 65 by, this is 2 power 64. When I remove this, 2 power 63 should come. If you remove, you'll get 62. Yes. 1 by 2 whole power 62. This is option C. Okay. So if you get an idea that if you multiply and divide with this, this whole thing will become like this. We have similar question in progressions also. Okay. And then apply u by v rule. Okay. It's also differentiation only, but you have to get an idea and do this, not just simply do the differentiation. For me in this class, they gave every Monday counseling 3:30 to 4:30. Okay. So if you want to ask any doubts, I mean, every day I'm clarifying doubts, but specifically if you want to ask individually, Monday. That is as long as this combined class continues. After some days, they may separate 5 and 7, then 2 different days. Okay, everybody completed? Okay, method 2. When you multiply only these two brackets and expand, can you tell me what will come? 1 plus x square plus x cube. Is it int? That's whole thing is this. Now this one you multiply with this third bracket, multiply this and third bracket and expand. What will come? When you multiply with 1, you'll get all these 4. Plus when you multiply with x power 4, you'll get x power 4 plus x power 5 plus x power 6 plus x power 7. Right? Now this and this when you multiply with 1, when you multiply, same thing will come as it is. With x power 8, when you multiply, you get plus x power 8 plus x power 9, so on up to x power 15 will. Okay. Like that, we'll get so on up to x power 63 ultimately. This is a regular geometric progression with first term 1, common ratio x, and number of terms are 64. A into 1 minus r power n by 1 minus r if you use, you get 1 into 1 minus x power 64 by 1 minus x. You already got same thing previously, right? Another way of telling the same thing. After that, again, V by V rule in the same process. But how to get this apart from multiplying 1 minus x divided 1 minus x? Multiply the brackets and expand, you will see you are getting a GP. Right? While you are preparing or when you are writing exam, you have to balance all the 3 subjects properly. If you want to get a good rank, you cannot focus only on one subject. With that you cannot get. Okay. Generally, they say chemistry is easy and scoring. Okay. Some people may find otherwise. Okay, but they may say a lot of data they have to remember and a lot of facts they have to remember or something. But they usually say you can read the question and then without much calculations, some questions you can just, if you know it, you can put it. That's what it is. Okay. But anyway, at least the official report and even the general analysis, okay, even JEE mains and JEE advanced every year they'll give official report. They always say that people get more marks in chemistry than in maths and physics any year taken, except for 1 or 2 years very rarely. Okay, so chemistry scoring, you have to be good in chemistry, but in the exam, not that you will attempt a chemistry paper for 1.5 hours and then get good marks in chemistry. No, you should attempt for 50 minutes and then get good marks. Okay, and use the time that is left in chemistry, use for maths or physics. Okay, you cannot be very poor in any subject. Okay, and don't give up saying maths is difficult, this topic is difficult and all. In every topic there will be some easy questions. Okay, and another thing, before starting revision only I said you will not be completely satisfied with the revision. Why? You want to do a chapter thoroughly, but you have only very less time, right? Okay, so whatever is possible, you are not able to, let us say you want to sit peacefully, read your whole first year notes, do first year IP questions, read all the formulas. By that time will not be there to practice the question. You have to quickly go through the synopsis, or otherwise I'm explaining, listen, and then I'm discussing some questions. So based on that, you can try other questions. Okay. With that, whatever level you are able to achieve, then go on to the next chapter. Okay. Don't keep on, let's say, well, last week maths and advanced are over, you're not completely satisfied. There's no time to spend on it now. Leave it and just go to with the next one. Right? In second round, you can focus on wherever you are having problem. Okay, I want to do more, but anyway, differentiation, I'll discuss only multiples of 3 tomorrow. Other questions, if somebody is ahead, they want to do it, they can do it. Okay.